Saturdays at 7:30 a.m. WMC Memphis, WMFS HD2 Bartlett Memphis. Go local on 92.9 FM ESPN. Go national on ESPN 790 AM.
The views and opinions of the hosts or guests of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of the management or staff of Intercom Memphis.
Watch the sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me. Where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Make some time, take the family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Good Saturday morning. Welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, Barton Power Sports, and Buck Gardner Calls. Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. This is Larry Ray sitting in as I do each and every Saturday morning for 90 Mix. Red Ratliff, our executive show producer, pushing all the buttons, and this being the second Saturday of the month, that means that it is RW time.
Good morning, everybody.
Ron Wong. And
Good morning. What a beautiful Saturday morning.
You recognize that voice as he comes back in.
Yeah. Good stuff.
It's good to hear Ron's voice over there, and you know that we're going to be talking some fishing, even though it is December, and I brought in a little few goodies for Ron to
and I thank you very much.
Test out a little bit that we'll be talking on other shows. But, hey, we're going to have a jam-packed show today. I know that a lot of you are interested in what happened in the woods last Saturday. Well, yes. It didn't happen. Okay, it didn't happen, but I have a feeling that it's going to happen eventually. One of these times.
Did you see one?
Oh, I saw four. I saw a big buck chasing a doe, but it would have taken an AK-47 to kill it. They were running so fast, And then I saw a couple of does long way off, but no, did not have a very productive morning for is putting venison in the freezer, which I'm
waiting.
I know it, and so is Stu Burris at Burris Deer Processing in Moscow. He's waiting on me too.
Well, I'll bet you he's covered up.
He's covered up. We're going to try to talk to Stu today if possible, but these are busy times. I know we're really having some great success. Most people are, but I went to the eye doctor yesterday. I have missed 2 deer, including one from 100 yards, and I know, don't blame it on the equipment or anything like that, and my scope or anything, but I'm going to check. I had my eyes checked, and I'll get my results back, but got a couple of deer hunts planned for this week, including with our good friend Peanut Quan.
Well, you should get one.
I should get one with Peanut, and what a busy man he is. In fact, you're going to read about the Quan family. I haven't told Ron this, but that's my plan now for a week from tomorrow in the commercial appeal to write about the amazing Quan family.
They're pretty
Harris
amazing.
and Peanut. And you might even see a quote from Ron in this story because
he's
so busy.
Peanut has about 4 different businesses going on.
Yes, he does,
and that includes his real job.
Yeah,
and sometimes I have to kind of rein him in. I try to help him out as much as I can. But
what I'm going to do is not only write about what he does, Ron, but I'm going to write about his family. As a Christmas story, because the Quan family is really a tight-knit group. I think he said there's 31 of them.
Right.
And his mom and dad, Mr. and Miss Kwan, and Harris and his family. Anyway, I'm giving away secrets here, but that's my plan. To spend a little time with Peanut and then talk Christmas with the Kwans, because that'll be my Christmas story.
Well,
and,
you know what we'll do is I'll tell him he needs to cook dinner, and you bring Miriam over.
Yeah, that would be.
And then you do your interview with him.
Yeah,
and that always works.
Now you're talking food, and we haven't gotten into 7 minutes of the show. So we talk food, but so that's on, and of course tomorrow. In the commercial appeal, I'm giving you a little preview that I'm writing about the winter trout program at the TWRA, and I went out to Cameron Brown Park in Germantown this week, and lo and behold, what do I find out there on a cold, blustery day? People catching trout. It was amazing. A gentleman and his grandson was celebrating his birthday, and they were out fishing. It was about 48 degrees. The wind was out of the north, and this one man had already caught his limit of 7.
Yeah. Well, when the TWRA plants those trout, in Cameron Park, 15 minutes later, those trout are ready to be caught.
Yes.
And the best thing to do, and it's real simple, go out and get you some wax worms, red worms, or some power bait.
Power bait is what one of them had on, was the power bait. He was using the power bait.
Works really, really good, because you have to remember these trout have been raised in a hatchery.
Yes, they have.
And they're used to eating regularly.
Yeah.
And that's all they do. So if you use things like power bait, which looks a lot like what they eat in the hatcheries, you're ready to go. I mean, I know people 15 minutes after they're planted in the lake, they're eating and they're catching.
Well, they brought them in like on Monday, and when I was out there, Mr. Jim Selvey, 74-year-old retired air traffic controller, I think he said he was, and he had already caught his limit in less than 2 hours.
It doesn't take long, and
he had his bucket there.
he
had his bucket. So this is you buy the trout stamp. Have your fishing
must
line.
have the trout stamp.
A trout stamp. The trout stamp.
Absolutely.
And then you have your just fishing license. Go out there and catch it. It's cool.
And you know what? They're good to eat. And the thing is they have to wait for this kind of weather before they can plant them. The water temperature has to be 60 degrees or under for them to survive.
And that's why they bring it now, and they're going to come back in January. And then, of course, by March or so, I don't know, April, maybe, I don't know how, they won't let, until that water temperature, as Ron says, gets above 60. So they put in 1,000. They went out to Bartlett, to Yale Road, Bartlett City Park. They went to Munford. They went to Cameron Brown. I think they went to Johnson Park, where we have the fishing rodeo.
Johnson Road
They
Park.
put them in out there, and Hunter Henley came all the way from the Humboldt Hatchery, made 2 trips. I'm giving you the secret to my story, and be in the paper tomorrow. I got some great photographs and things like that.
That's great.
But anyway, I want to talk about that, and we're going to talk a lot about fishing today. We got Mark Copley of Strike King coming on. We're going to talk about the Weekends for Warriors. For you folks,
that's a great program.
That Ron is really familiar with that. And then we're going to talk about Click It Hot. You know, I like everything that keeps me warm when I hunt or fish at this time of the year. And there's a product up out there now that is you can use it forever, and it heats up to 130 degrees in seconds. You know, I'm going to talk about that. And then at the end of the show, we're going to talk to the one and only Denise Parker. And if you don't know Denise Parker, she was at 14 years old. She was in the Seoul Olympics in archery, and that team won the bronze medal. 14 years old, 14 years, 9 months in the 9th grade. And she participated in the Olympic Games in archery. And we're going to talk to Denise. She is now the CEO for USA Archery out in Colorado. And we're going to talk to her about the popularity of archery, not only for everyone, but females. I mean, the Hunger Games has created all this archery thing. So
of course, it's now part of the Olympics, too.
It is.
So there's a lot of interest.
A lot of interest. And then we'll hope to hook up with our good friend Brian Brasher at the very end. Brian has his dream job.
Yeah.
You know, when you lose a job and you think, what am I going to do next?
And Brian is more of a fisherman than he is a hunter.
Yes,
and so now he's with BASS.
Yes, he is. In fact, he's going up to Lake Hartwell, I understand sometime this week, to do some previews for the Bassmaster Classic.
Well, and talking about Lake Hartwell.
You'll be there. And we're going to have a contest after the first of the year, right? We're going to have some kind of deal here.
Here in January,
yes,
we'll be announcing a contest for the upcoming
Classic
2015 Bassmaster Classic,
which will be at Lake Hartwell.
Will be at Lake Hartwell, and good thing is I have received my media credential approvals. I'm good to go.
Yes.
So I'll be there, and leading up to that, we're going to have a show that's going to be really talking more about the Classic itself, some of the contenders and everything else. And Larry and I are going to be putting together a package.
We sure are,
for a big-time giveaway where all of you out there, whether you're listening or you go out online to read our stuff, you're going to be eligible to win.
Well, I know that's
a great package.
And the Classic will be February 22nd
through 24th, something
along
like
that line. Yeah, at Lake Hartwell, and so we'll have plenty of time in January, lead right up to it. Star-studded field, should be a little bit warmer than Oklahoma. And
you never know.
Shreveport, you don't ever know where these, but
it's all good.
It's all good. Ron will be prepared and doing all that. So, and
there's guys that are out practicing right now on Hartwell or looking it over.
Yeah.
And I just saw one of the contenders is going to be Kevin Short, who's with Lou's Fishing. Day before yesterday, he caught a 6.98-pound largemouth there at Hartwell. So, hey, that's going to be exciting.
Yeah, he wished he could just put that in a tree, and have it
Can't
ready.
Do that.
Can't do that, though. But that would be a nice lunker. But I bet there's going to be one bigger than that.
It's a good time of the year.
Yeah, it's a great time of the year to do that. So anyway, we've got a lot of stuff going on. Second Saturday of the month, December the 13th. With Ron Wong in the studio. We're going to try and hook up with Frank Barton, our good man Frank Barton from Barton Power Sports in West Memphis and Jonesboro. He's duck hunting this morning, so we'll see if we can hook him up with that. And then don't forget, we're coming up on our Christmas show. Oh, boy, we're going to have lots of fun on the Christmas show. You know that, our pre-Christmas show coming up real soon. Let's take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790.
Hello, everybody. I'm Buck Gardner, and what you just heard is our all-new Double Nasty 3 duck call, and it's made right here in Memphis, Tennessee. If you're a duck hunter, I got a great deal for you. Visit buckgardner.com and enter the promo code BUCK, B-U-C-K, at buckgardner.com. You can get one of these $25 duck calls delivered to your door for $7.95. Remember, buckgardner.com, promo code BUCK, B-U-C-K.
What kind of legacy will we leave when our days upon this earth are gone?
Some of my fondest memories growing up were the times my dad took me hunting or fishing. Spending time with him outdoors was magic. I'm Don King for your Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, inviting you to enjoy a Tennessee outdoor adventure. Share the experience with someone you love. Whether your passion is hunting, fishing, boating, or wildlife viewing, our state has it all. Visit our website at tnwildlife.org or download our new app for your smartphone or tablet by searching TWRA on the go, and let the legacy of your outdoor adventure begin.
Our legacy.
Now back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, Barton Power Sports, and Buck Gardner Calls.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. And, hey, we've been talking a little bit in the first segment. We mentioned the next guest might be able to sneak in a little plug here. He's in the blind this morning on this Saturday morning. That's our good friend Frank Barton from the Barton Power Sports in West Memphis and Jonesboro. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning, Larry. A very early good morning to you.
I know it, but I got to ask you because Frank is our duck man, and I wrote about the duck season, the deer season, and the commercial appeal this past Sunday, and a lot of optimistic folks out there, a lot of things going on, and Frank nailed it in one of his comments. But tell us what's been happening over in Bruins Bottoms, right?
Right. Well, I was in Bruins last week, and Bruins has been pretty good. That's right across from Horseshoe Lake, for those that don't know where it is. And,
yes.
We've had a pretty good first season down there for us. We don't normally get a lot of ducks first season, but it was good. This morning I'm in Lansing Bottoms. That's
I know where that is.
Earl and Crawfordsville.
I got my license, Frank. Okay.
I catch that hint, Larry.
Okay. I just want to let you know.
Got you covered.
Okay, buddy. All right.
And but it's pretty this morning. We've had ducks land in the decoys.
Yeah.
We're about 5 or 10 minutes away from shooting time.
Yes.
So
wow.
we should have a good hunt this morning. Is what it looks like. We're all ready.
Well, Frank, I know it didn't take you long to get from West Memphis over there to Crawfordsville in the new slingshot. I saw a picture of that. Wow, what a machine!
The slingshot's not much good to me today, but it sure is fun to ride on the streets.
Okay, and I know that we would. If we're not going to talk food, we're going to talk the slingshot. I know that.
That's
it's
an
there,
awesome
isn't it,
machine.
Frank? I mean,
we'll catch slingshot next week. I think I'm in the show next week.
You're in next week, and so we'll talk slingshot next week.
I miss a day then, but it's the season for the. I'd say this. We've had a very good season so far here in eastern Arkansas for ducks. That cold front that hit right before the season pushed a lot of birds down early that we don't normally get, and we've been enjoying that result for several weeks now.
Well, we appreciate you. We'll let you get on back to the blind there, buddy, and we'll see you in studios. You take a day off next Saturday and everything, so
I won't take a day off. I'll just be late.
You'll just be late. That's right. I forgot about that. All right, buddy. Have a good one. Be safe, okay?
All right.
Thanks, Frank.
Care.
All right. Frank Barton from the Barton Power Sports.
He was ready to get off the radio here.
Yeah.
Because we're now about 5 minutes away from shooting.
Yeah, so he wanted to get back to the duck hunt. Let's get back to the fishing right now. We got our good friend from Strike King Lure Company, our Mark Copley's on with us this morning, and it's always good to talk to Mark. He's a marketing relation manager for Strike King, and Strike King recently did a partnership with the FLW once again. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Oh, we're doing
early.
Hey, we're doing.
Yeah,
it's not early for us down here. Not on Saturday morning. We're here, and I'm having a look at Wong with his Ole Miss Peach Bowl outfit on over there and everything. So, hey.
Oh well, we know that Wong is never right.
Wow.
You're right on this morning, Mark.
Yeah, but I like. So tell us. You guys have really had a great relationship with the FLW, and Ron's going to ask you some more about that. But tell us about the partnership with the FLW.
We have, and let me tell you, the FLW is I'm not sure if it's the largest, but it's one of the largest with active membership, and it's a great fit for us. And we've got several guys fishing on the FLW tour. Mark Rose, Michael Woolley, from right here in Collierville,
right.
Billy McDonald.
Right.
And there's several others that we're talking with, and that will be revealed January 1, some new pros that are going to be fishing that FLW circuit.
That's awesome.
So it just makes great sense for us to be a sponsor of that tournament trail.
Well, the thing is FLW is rebranding themselves also. It is now, FLW now stands for the Fishing League Worldwide.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what FLW stands for. Fishing League Worldwide. That's correct. Right. And they have so many different levels for competition now, all the way from the one-day events that they have that people can do, all the way up to their tour. And ultimately, everybody wants to qualify for the FLW or the Forest Wood Cup. And I have to tell you, Strike King plays a very major role in what they do. And so you're starting at the grassroots, if you will,
yes,
of the fishing industry,
yeah,
and moving all the way up. And in this, Mark, one of the things that you guys are really starting to promote very well is you have a really fine line of sunglasses, polarized sunglasses.
Yeah, we're talking
also.
Christmas gifts now. Here we go.
Absolutely.
And I got to tell you something. There is a set of sunglasses for everybody out there, right?
Absolutely, and there's a set of lenses now for every situation that you could ever
really
imagine.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Think about this, guys. When you go out fishing, you just take one lure, one rod, one reel.
No. Ron Wong does not take one of anything.
Situation.
No, right.
So you take different lens? You interchangeables, or these are?
They're not interchangeable, but we have 3 lens colors.
Oh, okay.
We've got smoke gray, which is for those bright bluebird guys when a lot of times the fish is not great, but, if the fish is not great, you might as well have your eyes covered. So.
That's right, yeah.
Well, you need them for protection more than anything
And you need
else.
them for protection. You don't ever want to go out on the water.
Absolutely.
Without
People don't
a pair of
understand
sunglasses.
that.
With a hat on and glasses on. I like that.
Hat and glasses, absolutely.
That's
the UV rays, but more importantly, the protection. I'm seeing more and more incidents of people getting hooks caught in their body, and and I've seen them up close to people. The last thing you want is a set of treble hooks stuck in your eye.
That's exactly
right.
So you got the smoke color. What's the other kind?
We've got the DAB, which stands for dark amber brown, which is for when it's those partly cloudy days when there's some breakup and your sun's in and sun's out.
Yeah.
You've got enough darkness there to help you when it is sunny, but when those clouds come in, you can use. They're still good there. And then we have our new lens that we just came out with at ICAST. It's called the Cloud Lens, and
the Cloud Lens. Yeah,
and it starts off a funny joke. We were filming a commercial one time, and we didn't have any sunshine. And I was explaining to my boss why we weren't shooting. I said, "Well, we don't make cloud glasses," and and it just started from there. So now we do.
Yeah, and
and they're a yellow lens. They're but you can use these things. I wear. That's pretty much the lens I wear all the time now. It absolutely brightens everything up.
You know what, Mark? You talk about a low light lens like that, but did you know that if it's raining really hard out there and you have a hard time seeing through your windshield and everything else, you should be wearing sunglasses, just like what you're talking about. These low light lenses. It actually helps improve your vision in rainy roads.
Well, absolutely,
it really does,
and because it brightens everything up.
Yeah.
And early morning, late afternoon, really cloudy days, these things are perfect. And like you said, driving down the road raining, it'll light up the road like you can't imagine.
Well, a lot of people think of Strike King as fishing lures, but I think you guys are like the Strike Kings of sunglasses for fishing.
What we try to do is try to provide a quality product at an affordable price.
You hit the right there. Yeah.
And these things they list for $39.95.
Oh
wow!
And
that's a deal.
You can buy a pair of each and still spend less money than if you were going to go out and buy an expensive. And I'm not knocking those expensive pair of glasses.
Yeah,
everybody's got them, and they're great glasses.
Right.
But we're trying to provide for those who necessarily can't go out and afford them and pay $200 for a pair of glasses.
Mark, we not too long ago we were interviewing one of the Strike King pros, Deborah Hintz.
Yep.
And one of the things that we asked her about, and we're going to have her back on to really talk about, but you're coming out. She's helping design a line of ladies' sunglasses for Strike King, also, right?
Absolutely.
Where are we at on that?
We've got two. There are four models.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 lens frames that are in different colors.
Mm-hmm.
We've even got a pair of camo with some pink on the inside.
Wow.
Oh, my.
Just for the ladies.
But they come with that DAB lens.
Mm-hmm.
That's the lens that they're available in.
Right.
And we're really excited. And they're very, very fashionable. When I looked at them, I thought, that looks just like, some of these other high highfalutin. I like that word, highfalutin.
Highfalutin.
Highfalutin. I never thought I'd hear you say that. Are they available now? Are those on the market now? Or
They are. They are available now, and they're available at all the major retailers. Tackle Warehouse is one of our, and we've got a number of internet dealers that carry our glasses.
Well, just go to.
There's Academy and Bass Pro here in town.
Yep. And you just go to Strike King. What is it? What's our website?
StrikeKing.com.
StrikeKing.com. I can understand.
We try to make it simple.
That's
way people like me can find it.
That's as simple like that. Okay. Hey, Mark, thank you, buddy, for being with us. Merry Christmas to you. Hope you have a great Christmas, and we'll stay in touch. And, again, go to StrikeKing.com. Nothing better than buying locally. They always say that, and here we got it right out of Collierville, Tennessee, our great friends at Strike King. Thank you, Mark. Have a good one, buddy. All right?
Thank you, guys, and Merry Christmas to y'all, and Merry Christmas to everybody out there.
All right, thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
Mark Copley, Strike King Marketing Relationship Manager, and I wanted to throw in not only about the FLW, but also, and Ron really brought up, and I appreciate you doing that, Ron. We talk a lot about those great Strike King fishing lures, but they are a kingpin when it comes to sunglasses, and I can tell you stories about folks I've been in the boat with that didn't have on glasses or a hat, and
it's more, yes, it helps in terms of being able to see into the water, but more importantly, safety. You only have one set of eyes, and you can't replace it.
Yeah, why do you think guys on construction sites have on
safety glasses
and helmets and things along that line? They do it. That's for sure. All right, let's take another break. Wow, we're rolling along on this December the 13th on Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790.
You can find.
Hello, I'm Larry Ray, and for years you've heard me talk about my love affair with Gaston's White River Resort near Lakeview, Arkansas. It's a love affair that continues to grow into what I call memory makers, and there's no place I'd rather make an outdoor memory than at Gaston's. I've been a Gaston's regular for over 25 years, and one of my favorite times to visit this world-famous resort is in the fall. Fall offers some of the White River's best fishing opportunities. Whether it's for lunker rainbows or pole-bending browns, the White River has a worldwide reputation as one of the best trout streams to be found anywhere. Only Gaston's offers you more than 2 miles of river frontage. The breathtaking scenery along the White River is a photographer's and nature lover's dream come true. Gaston's enjoying the great outdoors does not mean roughing it. Its cottages are first-rate, comfortable, and spotlessly clean. Some even have large redwood decks plus wood-burning fireplaces. And of course, there's the resort's restaurant, famous for not only its food, but its location perched over the White River. So take my advice, make a memory. Go to Gastons.com or call them at 870-431-5202. Tell them Larry Ray sent you.
Power. Let that word sink in for a minute. You crave power. You need power. And at Barton Power Sports, we put all that power right in your hands. Barton Power Sports of Arkansas combines the power of 7 brands from 2 locations into one single company, whose sole mission is to make sure you have the ultimate power sports experience. Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Suzuki, Victory, and Argo. Each line standing on its own, but backed by the Barton Power Sports commitment to excellent service before, during, and after the sale. Barton Power Sports is open 6 days a week to accommodate your schedule. No hidden dog fees. What you see is what you get. Your deal, done your way. Now that's power. Barton Power Sports, with locations in Jonesboro and West Memphis. Go to BartonPowerSports.com. The power of play.
Now back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, Barton Power Sports, and Buck Gardner Calls.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790, and we appreciate our show sponsors, and that of course, includes Gaston's White River Resort, where I go to catch trout, and where I will be in April with about 22 other outdoor communicators.
Me too.
Including the one and only Ron Wong, as you heard that familiar voice, and also Barton Power Sports from over in West Memphis and Jonesboro. We just talked to Frank Barton. You know, not only does he have power sports and Kubota tractors and things along that line.
The slingshot.
He's got the slingshot, but he's also in the field. He is an outdoorsman, and he'll be in the studio with us next week. And then, of course, our good friends at the TWRA, Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, that has been our partners for many, many years, and of course, Buck Gardner calls. And we're going to have Buck on next week's show. If everything works out, that'll be our pre-Christmas show. And Buck will probably play Jingle Bells on his duck call. I can tell you that. He's been practicing for it. And
really? I got to hear that. That's going to be awesome.
He's the only one that can do that and actually carries it too. He's actually better on the duck call than he is singing it. So
I can relate.
You can relate to that. But hey, we got a young man on with us this morning. I wrote about recently in the Commercial Appeal. Weekends for Warriors, and that's Brandon Sears out of Clarksville, Tennessee, out of Fort Campbell up there and everything. And I know, Ron, you had a chance to meet Brandon back at the Strike King media event. Why don't you introduce Brandon for us?
Well, this is a fine young gentleman who is also a military man, and he's taken the time to try to give back and to try to help wounded warriors and military personnel, retired, to get back into doing something that they love that they're not able to do, and that's fishing. And Brandon has really taken this program of Weekends for Warriors and has done a fantastic job of getting it off the ground. And we're so happy to have Brandon this morning. Good morning, Brandon.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. First off, I'd like to thank you guys so much for having me on the show. I really appreciate it.
Well, we know that this is close to your heart. You and your wife came up with this idea, and if I'm not mistaken, I think you told me over the past 2 years you've taken out over 150 heroes, as he calls them, and you hope to expand it in 2015. It's all driven by sponsors and donations, right, Brandon?
Yes, sir. My wife and I came up with this idea a couple winters ago, driving around, I think it was the day after Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Drive around the country with our kids and all, and I really felt the calling to do something more to our servicemen and women, those that have, fought hard and fit for our freedoms, and those have done everything selflessly and serviceably, and trying to give them back something in the end.
Well, and
I know
you can't do this all by yourself either, can you, Brandon? I mean, you have to have help, like good sponsors, and I know a couple of them that you have. Strike King and Lose is really helping you out, aren't they?
Yes, they have. I cannot begin to thank my sponsors enough, and those from the community in the nation have come on board and helped us. Strike King and Lose, obviously, the number one, number two as far as helping us out.
Yeah.
Lose with their American Hero rod combos that they have out now, where portion of those proceeds go back to soldier programs, different nonprofits out there.
Brandon, Brandon, Weekends for Warriors. First of all, in about 3 sentences, what is the program? Is to obviously take them out fishing. That's we want to know a little bit about that. But then, secondly, how do people get involved to help?
Okay. With Weekends for Warriors, what we do is once a month, we take wounded soldiers and soldiers with PTSD from right now the local Fort Campbell area out fishing, where we provide them everything they need for the day. We have volunteer boaters, and then we provide them with a rod, a reel, and some tackle, and we don't really run it like a tournament. It's just a fun day of fishing.
Right.
Just catch whatever you catch, and then, we come back a little after, right around 1 o'clock lunchtime, and, we have a big lunch and hang out and take pictures.
That's what I'm talking about.
Just kind of bond and, just work on the healing process, the healing, through fishing, where they can be on the water and just not have to worry about any other, daily stressors of life. They can just think about them, their boater or their guide for the day, and having fun wearing out fish.
You want to take care, and we're talking to Brandon Sears out of Clarksville, Tennessee, and Fort Campbell area up there. Not only do you try to help with these soldiers post-traumatic stress disorder, but you really want to help their kids too, don't you, Brandon? I mean, that's part of the healing process too, isn't it?
It is. It is. I'm married and father of 4.
Yes.
And, still in the military and everything. And I found, going on the water fishing with my kids is a good way for me to bond and rebuild those relationships that have been, strained and tested over, the deployments and, going here and there, doing whatever for this great nation that we live in.
Mm-hmm.
And so looking for warriors, we hope that our soldiers are able to see, like, hey, I don't need a high-end bass boat in order to be able to have a fun time with my son or daughter.
Yeah.
We can go fish from the bank, and catch some catfish or catch some brim or some bass and that kind of stuff. And we try to give them the initial first steps of gear and tackle they need to be able to do that.
Right.
And that's help from lose and striking.
Now, some of these outings that you're having now, or you had last year, and then going into 2015, where will some of the events be held? Like Kentucky Lake, what part of Kentucky Lake, or wherever you're going?
Yep. For the last couple of years, we've been staying between Kentucky Lake, Lake Barkley.
Uh-huh.
We've fished the north end of Kentucky Lake, going out of all the way up from the Dam Marina, all the way down to New Johnsonville, Paris Landing, etc. And then Lake Barkley, we try to go mainly out of the Dyers Creek, maybe Bumpus Mills area, and sometime down further down the Cumberland, going out of Clarksville Marina.
Right.
And we just do that kind of based on where there's other tournaments going on. So we usually take off at 6:30 in the morning. That way, all the tournament traffic's kind of out of the way. We're not interfering with people, fishing for money.
Right.
Yeah. So we can just kind of get there and, just have fun.
Well, I know, Brandon, the military is part of your life. You're from a military family. I asked him where his home was. He said, well, it's been moving around a little bit and everything, but he went to high school in Michigan. But tell our listeners a little bit about your military career, because you've got a pretty full life to begin with. Tell us what your position is and a little bit about your military career.
All right. Well, like you said, I finished high school and some college up in Sturgis, Michigan, just a little bit south of Kalamazoo. Obviously, we know some great anglers from the Kalamazoo area.
Yeah. Kevin Van Dam and some other ones. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Kevin Van Dam, and Jonathan and Mark Zona.
Yeah.
But so shortly after college, I enlisted the Army. First working on Cobra helicopters when we had those still around in the National Guard. Then right after I got married, signed up for active duty and went down to Fort Rucker, Alabama for flight school.
Yes.
So immediately after flight school, my wife and I, we moved out to North Carolina for a couple of years to Fort Bragg. And then from Fort Bragg, we moved out to Hawaii. And then from Hawaii back to Tennessee, where I kind of consider home. I grew up here as an Army brat.
And you've had some overseas duty too, haven't you?
Yep, done a couple tours overseas in Iraq. Luckily I've been able to be home for a decent amount of time now, so it's been not complaining at all about that.
You are an Army Chief Warrant Officer, right?
Yep, I'm an Army Chief Warrant Officer 3. I'm a Kiowa pilot. It's a little small scout reconnaissance helicopter with a little sight on top.
There you go. Well,
Brandon, have you put together your 2015 schedule yet?
We're still working on the 2015 schedule, and that's just based on what other major tournaments are going out of, so we don't compete on same weekends as major tournaments.
Right.
We don't want to obviously go out of Paris Landing when they're having the Trident Owners Tournament. That kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that we want to do is I want to come and help and cover a couple of these tournaments so we can have some videos and some interviews with some of these wounded warriors and some of the heroes that we have that they get a chance to go out with some of these fishermen and certainly talk to the fishermen themselves that help out, and so we can help create a bigger volunteer base. If somebody wants to be a volunteer, they want to go out and they want to help take somebody out, how do they do that?
The best way is through our website. It's www.weekendsforwarriors.org.
Yes.
And then underneath the Help Us tab, they can sign up to be a volunteer, they can sign up to be a sponsor, or sign up for donations.
Well,
and then I know I've had people approach me from all over the country because some obviously don't live here in Tennessee on how they can help out soldiers in their states. And if people contact me, I usually try my best to hook them up with some wounded warriors around their state.
But also donations would help you out too, to where you can get the food and all the other operating expenses that are involved in making this happen, right?
Yes, sir. We're 100% tax deductible, 501c3, and every single penny that we take in goes right into Weekends for Warriors, either paying for the food or getting shirts and stuff to give to the soldiers, hats, different equipment like that, fishing rods, fishing reels, baits.
Yeah.
Well, we got a lot of listeners I know out there this morning, Outdoors with Larry Ray. This would be a good Christmas gift to if you want to help out with Brandon Sears, SEARS, weekendsforwarriors.org. I see this, Brandon, is a step forward to a lot of states being able to do something like you're doing here. I know we have a lot of deer hunts and duck hunts and everything like that for our what technically are real heroes, but this is something, folks, I think that we need to grasp because it's a wonderful idea.
Great way to give back.
Yes, it is. Brandon, thank you for being on Outdoors with Larry Ray. We'll stay in touch. Be sure and let us know, as Ron says, when you start working on that schedule. Give us a heads up on that, and when he says he'll be there, he'll be there. I can tell you that and everything, you know. All right, Brandon?
Yes, gentlemen. Thank you so much, Larry and Ron, for having me on the show. I really appreciate it.
All right.
Well, I love listening to you guys in the morning.
All right. Well, have a Merry Christmas. Take care of all them kids and your wife and everything, and we'll talk to you in 2015, okay?
Merry Christmas. Talk to you guys then.
All right.
Bye-bye.
You. Brandon Sears out of Weekends for Warriors on Outdoors with Larry Ray, and a great organization. Let's take our next break on Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. We'll be right back, and we'll click it hot on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
You can find out all about.
Hello, everybody. I'm Buck Gardner, and what you just heard is our all-new Double Nasty 3 duck call, and it's made right here in Memphis, Tennessee. If you're a duck hunter, I got a great deal for you. Visit buckgardner.com and enter the promo code BUCK, B-U-C-K, at buckgardner.com. You can get one of these $25 duck calls delivered to your door for $7.95. Remember, buckgardner.com, promo code BUCK, B-U-C-K.
What kind of legacy will we leave when our days upon this earth are gone?
Some of my fondest memories growing up were the times my dad took me hunting or fishing. Spending time with him outdoors was magic. I'm Don King for your Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, inviting you to enjoy a Tennessee outdoor adventure. Share the experience with someone you love. Whether your passion is hunting, fishing, boating, or wildlife viewing, our state has it all. Visit our website at tnwildlife.org or download our new app for your smartphone or tablet by searching TWRA on the go, and let the legacy of your outdoor adventure begin.
Our legacy.
Now back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, Barton Power Sports, and Buck Gardner Calls.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. This being the second Saturday of the month. We're in studio here at Intercom Radio, and that means Ron Wong is my co-host. And
good morning, everybody. Oh, it's been a great Saturday morning.
We have breezed through this first half of the show already.
We've talked duck hunting. We've talked fishing. We have talked about helping our wounded warriors.
Yes.
And
now we're going to talk about
how do you stay warm,
not only stay warm or help your illnesses if you got aches and pains. Ron and I, of course, were at the Southeastern Outdoor Press Association's 50th anniversary back in October at Fontana Village, and at Breakout Day we had a chance to go around and interview some folks and check out some folks, and our good friend Bob Epstein pointed us over toward Click It Hot, and we were glad to run into Dennis McAllister. He is the president of Click It Hot, and based out of Georgia. Good morning, Dennis.
Good morning to both of you. How you doing this early morning?
Doing great.
Yeah, we're doing great. We're used to it. We're in the 14th year on the air here, and able to do it. And last week I was in the deer stand. This week we're right in the studio here at Intercom Radio. We're actually in the Grizzly Room. Is that what we call this, Greg?
I think so.
This is the Grizzly
Of course,
Room.
I'm going to have to leave a little bit early, but I'm going to be on the phone.
Yeah, Ron
because
will
I've got an appointment with a fish.
Yeah, you do. He does that. He does that all the time. Hey, Dennis, tell us a little bit about Click It Hot, because I've got one in my hand here. You guys are going to be sending us some, and we're going to be giving away. I've already used one of mine. I got two in here. I've got the little the hand warmer. See, I've used it 3 times and just reheated it. It's amazing. Tell us about Click It Hot.
Well, you've got an exceptional product there. It's a reusable hot and or cold pack.
Yes.
And what you did is you clicked a coin, and in about 3 seconds, that little pad heated up to 130 degrees. If you keep it in your pockets and boots and shoes and gloves and wherever you give off some body heat, that little pad will last about a half hour, and you'll never have to buy another throwaway disposable one from now on. So that's why we came out with the reusable things. We are proud of the Click It Hot. We've got different sizes, different colors, and they're very functional for keeping your hands and body warm, whether you're out hunting or fishing, or like you introduced it as aches and pains as well.
You talk about aches and pains.
Yeah.
Dennis, back in Seopa, I was telling you about a friend of mine who had a back problem, and it was her L5 disc that she had a problem with. Well, and you were very nice enough to give me one for her to try. And her testimony back to me, and her friend is her name is Kay Jackson. She told me, she said, when she had to go to the store, she just wore this vest that you guys have developed for her, and she was able to get around, and it really, really helped out a lot. And, tell all of our listeners, not only do you have these pads, but also for those that have aches and pains, and for a way to also keep your body warm on the outdoors with the bigger ones, you guys have that vest too, right?
Oh, absolutely. We've come out with a number of products that will support the pads. And you got a back, which lasts about 90 minutes when you click just one coin in each one of these. And she can wear that in that back strap. We've created another one called a Use It, excuse me, which is it goes around the body, both front, back, waist. We also can position it vertically up and down your spine, in front of your body, so that it can keep you warm as well. It's very well insulated, and we're also licensed by Mossy Oak, so we've put some camouflage on that particular pad so that you can wear it outside your garments as well when you're hunting if you need to, or you can camouflage yourself with it as well. So we've had a lot of testimonies, Larry, regarding the usefulness of these and how it can relieve a lot of the aches and pains. But even for the hunters and the fishermen, it keeps them warm. And that's one of the selling features for us, and that's what we're really proud of.
Well, I'm doing one right now. I mean, I've already used this one before.
I see he's popped a little coin.
I've done popped it, and it's going right. I wish we had a video. This thing is amazing.
Actually, we do have a video that
man.
I've got to get out.
Look at that. Is that not amazing, folks? I wish, as you look at your radio from left to right, I have just clicked it. I have put it in its little bag right here that comes with it. The little bag, you fit it right in there. Wow. Oh, man. Oh, on this cold Saturday morning? Look at that. All right. We don't have to talk.
Pouch to carry.
We don't have to talk to Dennis now. We've done it now.
That coin, it's a zinc coin, and it's all non-toxic on the inside of that pad. It heats up to 130 degrees.
In just a
each
few
one
seconds.
of them. And so you can position it like that to wear it in any wear that you need about 130 degrees of warmth, if you will, while you're out in the outdoors.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, now, when I take this home after the radio show, I just throw it in boiling water, right, Dennis? And then
that's correct. Yep. Just think of anything that you have to melt. You got to get it hotter than itself.
Right.
So an ice cube, you would have to melt it after 32 degrees to get it back to water. Our product's 130, so you got to get it above it. what we recommend is everybody boil it. And boiling water sterilizes it, cleans it.
Yes.
It melts those crystals back to the liquid. You let it cool down, and you click it again over and over and over.
That's awesome.
Well, that's amazing. And I'm like I say, Dennis is going to send us some, and we're going to be giving some of these away. And because I know I've used mine at least 3 times already. And the amazing thing about it is that when you get to a point, and I'm in the deer stand or whatever I might be on the duck blind or anything like that, and I say I need a 30-minute jolt. You know, it's like drinking some hot coffee. You know, because after the coffee,
and it's warmer than those others you can get.
I put it over my heart in my pocket in the little bag it comes in, and just leave it there for 30 minutes. And I'm telling you, folks, I take it home and redo it again. Dennis, it's an amazing.
Well, we just had a young lady out in the blind. She'd been there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
She clicked one of our little larger size called the Classic. It lasts for about an hour.
Uh-huh.
She warmed up her hands, and not more than 10 minutes after that, she got her buck.
Wow!
So she was
ready.
She was really cold before that. We also got what we call a baguette. It's a mesh bag that hunters can use now to put their product, our Click It Hots, in. Put it in any kind of pan, and it drains the water. It allows for that to melt without scorching the pad itself.
Really?
Don't have to worry about that anymore. Just put them all in there, pull them out, and set it on a rock or a tree stump or wherever you're at, and you can do them all at one time. It's called a baguette, and we're offering that.
Oh my goodness! Well, tell our listeners how they get more information about the Click It Hot, and what does one cost? I mean, give us a suggested retail price for this. I got the Click It Hot here, the 2 hand warmers in the packet. So what are we talking about here?
Yeah, on our website, you can go to clickithot.com.
There you go,
and you can purchase online.
Okay.
clickithot.com, www.clickithot.com, and you'll see the retail prices. The small hand warmer retails at $6. The next one up, the Classic, is $29, $29.99, if you will.
All right.
The back is $39, and the shoulders that go over your shoulders is 2 hours worth of heat. It costs you $49. So get in there, order them up, and we'll have them out for you.
That is amazing, folks. So if you're looking for a Christmas gift, if you've got a bad neck or anything like this, I'm not just
stay
talking about
warm outside.
Well, not even warm outside.
How about stocking stuffers? Those
Stocking
little ones are the kids' stocking stuffers. They can use them at waiting for the buses, or they can put them in their lunch to keep their lunch warm. They can click them before. You can also put them in the refrigerator, and they're a cold pack.
It's amazing.
So if you have a need to go from, let's say you had a torn rotator cuff, and the doctor says 20 minutes cold, 20 minutes hot.
Let's please don't say that.
Put it in the refrigerator. Put it over your shoulder.
Wow.
Let it go for the 20 minutes. Reach up, click the coin. Now you got instant heat without even getting out of your chair. How lazy am I?
And
How
many of those little bags have I bought that I've thrown away after one trip? You know, that's the amazing thing about this. These are, I don't know how
for the
long.
money. I mean,
you know, it's
what
another
an
product
awesome
on
deal.
Outdoors with Larry Ray, folks, that we're sold on. Okay, Dennis, thank you, buddy, for being with us on Outdoors with Larry Ray. You tell Bob Epstein thank you too.
Larry, it's been my pleasure. I enjoyed meeting you at the CEOPA conference there.
Yes.
Look forward to seeing you again soon.
We'll do it, buddy. Thank you. Have a great Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, all right?
Merry Christmas to you guys as well. Have a great day.
All right, thank you. All right, that's Dennis McAllister, president of Click It Hot.
Hey,
out
and
of
you're
Georgia.
going to have some to give away at some point in time.
Yeah, they're going to send us
before
some.
Christmas. Oh, wow.
Yeah, we'll have those given away and everything else. You know, we've been trying to hook up with Stu Burris at Burris Deer Processing in downtown Moscow, Tennessee, and Stu's pretty busy on these Saturday mornings, and he's been kind of hard to track down because I wonder why.
It's deer season.
Yes, and he's making all that sausage and all that.
All right, here we go, talking about food again.
Yes, we're going to talk about that, but, you know, when we try to get Stu on because that's where I take my deer. That's where I recommend you take your deer.
What? Larry, I have to tell you how impressed I am with how he does everything.
Oh,
he shrink wraps everything.
Yes, he does.
And number one, number two, he labels everything. Very, very professional.
Yeah.
And that's the thing you have to look at in processing plants.
Well, that's where I take my deer is Burris Deer Processing. We got Stu on the line. Oh man, Stu, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Larry Ray. How are you, sir?
I know you're busy as a tick on a little frog or something like that, but
busy as a one-armed man at a wood chopping contest.
That's exactly right. Well, we've been talking about you today. I haven't gotten my deer yet, Stu, but it's going to happen today. Okay.
I know, Larry. It's not a problem.
I know it.
I know it. I know you're gonna get it. He's tied up. I'll give you the directions where to go.
Now I've got directions. All right, tell our listeners, how's it been for you? Is this been above normal? Are you on target? How are we doing out there?
As far as I can tell, and I know when I talk to Renee, when I see her in passing, it's above normal. we've had really mild temperatures compared to last year. You know, the guys, it was so bitterly cold.
Yes, yeah.
And a lot of the guys didn't want to get out because it was too cold. Now this year, different story.
Yes.
Big bucks are cruising. They're moving. Got a great bunch of shoulder mounts to do. Big whitetails this year.
Okay.
But I told the guys that last year. We had a good mass crop, and they're going to see it, on down the line. They just have to be patient and wait.
This is your one-stop place. Not only can you get your deer processed here, if you want to get it mounted, Stu will take care of that too, right, Stu?
We do it. Yes, we do, Larry. We do it. It's Burris Taxidermy. We've been around for quite a number of years, and so we want to make everybody's dreams and their aspirations come true after their deer hunt.
Tell them where you're located, Stu.
160 Charleston Street, the large downtown metropolis of Moscow, Tennessee, outside of Collierville and Rossville, and basically anybody can get to us from anywhere.
Right off Highway 57.
Yeah, Highway 57.
Watch for the sign.
Yep, signs are out there. You can't go too far down towards the square. If you go too far, you've gone to the railroad track.
And don't go to the railroad track.
No, don't go to the railroad track.
And they're open every day except Christmas, right?
Right, every day but Jesus' birthday we take off, and we're here from 9 to 7, and we just want to see everybody come in and have a good story to tell and have a smile on their face.
I tell you, folks, that it's a family-run business. It's as clean as everything. He's got sausage. You got all the good stuff, too, if anybody wants to buy some Christmas presents, right?
Oh, exactly. We do. They do it every year before Christmas. They're in here like ants on an anthill getting this good cooked stuff.
Man,
and we do all of our stuff in-house, as you well know. So
yes.
Just everybody come by and come see us.
All right, Stu Burris. Thank you, buddy. Have a Merry Christmas. I hope to see you today, okay?
You got it, Larry. Merry Christmas,
buddy.
and I'll see you soon, my friend.
All right, thank you, buddy. All
you
right.
bet. Bye-bye.
Stu Burris from Burris Deer Processing, downtown Moscow, Tennessee. As he said, if you've gone to the railroad tracks, you've gone too far. If I'm not mistaken, Stu, of course, as I said, is a great taxidermist. He has all that stuff out there. We are killing deer. I am seeing does being chased by bucks. I've seen a lot of action, some big deer. As soon as that OLR-Outdoors.com is up, and it may be up this morning. I'm not sure. Guy Trebo is working. You're going to love the site. I know we're way behind on getting it up, but Guy's working on it. Once you see it, if you need a website, you're going to want one just like Outdoors with Larry Ray. OLR-Outdoors.com. But go to Stu Burris at the Burris Deer Processing. As he said, he's a great this is their 9th or 10th. I can't remember how many seasons they've been doing it now. Everything is cooked in-house. They specialize in venison, summer sausage, and jerky. If you like jerky, they got the best. They're also part of the Tennessee Wildlife Federation Hunters for Hungry program. I love it. I love it there when I go there. And you just want to stop by and chat with them. Do that because they are great folks on doing it and everything else. All right, let's take a break on Outdoors with Larry. Be right back. We're going to talk to one of my favorite people. We're going out west. We're going to talk archery with the one and only Denise Parker, USA Archery, on Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790.
You can find power. Let that word sink in for a minute. You crave power. You need power. And at Barton Power Sports, we put all that power right in your hands. Barton Power Sports of Arkansas combines the power of 7 brands from 2 locations into one single company whose sole mission is to make sure you have the ultimate power sports experience. Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Suzuki, Victory, and Argo. Each line standing on its own, but backed by the Barton Power Sports commitment to excellent service before, during, and after the sale. Barton Power Sports is open 6 days a week to accommodate your schedule. No hidden dog fees. What you see is what you get. Your deal, done your way. Now that's power. Barton Power Sports, with locations in Jonesboro and West Memphis. Go to BartonPowersports.com. the power of play.
Hello, I'm Larry Ray, and for years you've heard me talk about my love affair with Gaston's White River Resort near Lakeview, Arkansas. It's a love affair that continues to grow into what I call memory makers, and there's no place I'd rather make an outdoor memory than at Gaston's. I've been a Gaston's regular for over 25 years, and one of my favorite times to visit this world-famous resort is in the fall. Fall offers some of the White River's best fishing opportunities, whether it's for lunker rainbows or pole-bending browns. The breathtaking scenery along the White River is a photographer's and nature lover's dream come true. Gaston's enjoying the great outdoors does not mean roughing it. Its cottages are first-rate, comfortable, and spotlessly clean. Some even have large redwood decks plus wood-burning fireplaces. And of course, there's the resort's restaurant, famous for not only its food, but its location perched over the White River. So take my advice, make a memory. Go to Gastons.com or call them at 870-431-5202. Tell them Larry Ray sent you.
WMC Memphis, WMFS HD2 Bartlett Memphis. Go local on 92.9 FM ESPN. Go national on ESPN 790 AM.
Watch the sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me. Where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Make some time. Take a family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it all. Outdoors with Larry Ray. Listen up and learn about it all. Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Good Saturday morning. Welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, Barton Power Sports, and Buck Gardner Calls. Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. Boy, we have breezed through the first hour of today's show on this December the 13th, talking outdoors, talked a lot about fishing, hunting, about the Wounded Warriors Project and everything, and just talked about a product called Click It Hot. And speaking of things that are hot right now, that is archery. And one of our favorite guests on Outdoors with Larry Ray, whenever we can find her and get enough time to get her on, is our friend Denise Parker. She's the CEO of USA Archery, and love to talk archery with Denise. Good morning, Denise.
Good morning. Thanks for having me, Larry.
Thanks for being with us. And, folks, if you know out there, the Hunger Games is back again, right? It's back again. We got Mockingjay Part 1. Now, my problem is I missed Part 2. I'm afraid to see the third version if I hadn't seen the second. So I've got to find a double feature someplace. But the popularity of archery, all you folks have got to do is go to Everything Archery on Pleasant View Road and see how many kids are there on Mondays when they have their homeschool. There was 60 kids there last Monday for their homeschool, and I think over half of them are females. And Denise, I know you being with USA Archery, this has been throw some figures at us, Denise, because I know I'm kind of blown away by the recent press release I've got. It's just amazing, isn't it?
It's absolutely amazing. I'm not going to lie, I'm a big Katniss fan for so many different reasons.
Yes.
But one of those reasons is certainly what she's done for our membership, and in particular, the girls' side of things on our membership. I mean, we saw 104% increase in our membership, youth memberships, in particular in the female category. And it's not just females. I mean, we had an 80% increase for the male side in that same kind of age group. But I think it talks to the point of that the female participation side is growing so much faster for us than than even the male, which is also growing incredibly fast. I mean, archery is hot altogether, but they sure are connecting these young girls with Katniss, with this idea of being an archer, and we love it.
Well, I know we're talking to Denise Parker. She is the CEO, and if that name sounds familiar to you, anyone that's kept up with archery for a long time knows Denise, and I still think Denise, 14 years old, 14 years, 9 months, a ninth grader.
It's crazy.
And going to Seoul and winning a bronze medal, does it seem like yesterday to you, or does it seem like 100 years ago?
Honestly, it seems like another lifetime ago. And I see some of these 14-year-old, in particular, like 14-year-old young girls, and I honestly can't imagine having done that at that age now that I'm older.
Really?
Wow. It seems crazy to me. But at the time, honestly, I thought I just belonged. Right? I was just one of everybody and seemed natural. And kind of looking back now, I think just how young I really was.
Well, a ninth grader in the Olympics and going to Seoul, Korea. I mean, I don't know how much traveling you had done before that at the age of 14, but to step into that world and then come back and go to Barcelona, go to Sydney, and all these different kind of places. So when you see these young kids jumping into the sport like this, what advice do you give them?
You know, it's a really tough thing, athletics. It's not just archery. It's kind of any sports. When your kids are doing really well, it creates this expectation. I mean, if you're doing well, you want to go to the Olympics, and even if the kids are excited about it, it's a real time commitment, and it's a real tough thing for the family. And I guess all I ask for families out there is just maybe keep perspective and make sure that it continues to be fun, that it continues to be something that they can enjoy, and encourage the families to do it together, so that I think it lowers the pressure on the kids when they have the support of their family, and making sure that they know no matter what happens, win or lose, that they're loved and that they're cared about. I mean, I think that's the only time when you see it kind of go south is when there's this expectation that somehow happiness or love is surrounded by how you do, and that's the wrong message. And as long as we keep it that we're having fun, we're enjoying it together, and we're going after a common goal that is exciting and inspiring, I think we're all good.
Did you, after such success at such a young age, and you retired fairly young, did you get the burned out part, or was it just it was time to move on to something else?
I got it all. I felt so excited and inspired when I was young, and probably my first two Olympics, and then heading into when I was training for the 1996 Olympic team in Atlanta, actually burned out prior to that competition, and just had far too many expectations. Kind of went from being inspired to what I call being bound by expectations, which just is another way to say I'm burned out and stressed out and pressured out. And I took a couple of years off and kind of regrouped and came back for my final Olympics, which was the Sydney Olympics in 2000. So I feel like I made that full circle.
You did.
And then decided that, there were some other things I wanted to do in life, and that I absolutely loved my competitive experience. But, I'd done it for a long time. I trained for 4 Olympics. And I was ready to go do something different, even though I was still young.
Well, we're talking to Denise Parker, and I want to say that on this Saturday, December the 13th, happy birthday yesterday, Denise.
Thank you.
You didn't know you was going to get that, did you?
I did not.
You're the first person to say happy birthday to you. We would sing, but Ron can't sing.
I can't sing.
He can't remember he can't remember the words to that song either. So that's that's one of his problems. But yesterday was Denise's birthday, and we appreciate her taking time and getting back to youth archery. And I know Ron will testify to this. These movies have Jennifer Lawrence, and we actually we've had Katuna Lorig on this show many times, talking about the growth of archery and things along that line, and to come into this and the Hunger Games Catching Fire, then the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1 right now. And I've looked at these numbers, Denise, which is really blows my mind. Overall, individual membership have increased 84% since November 2013, with over 15,800 members. Your job has expanded. I mean, even you've gone from. I mean, you had enough pressure on you, but now.
Well, and that's happened almost 3 years now.
I know
we've seen that sort of growth 3 times over, and so archery is in such a different place than it was even just 3 years ago.
Amazing.
And our challenge is definitely to continue to provide, quality services and tournaments and all this for all these newcomers. And it's exciting, but challenging.
Well, you just had your first ever archery showdown, right?
Yeah, we did. The Archery 360.
Yeah.
Did a showdown with Dude Perfect and
Dude Perfect and
Brittany
Louise.
Awesome.
Yeah, Dude Perfect and Brittany Louise Taylor. The videos had over 12 million views in 1 week.
Wow. That's a bunch.
Yeah, they're both great. I encourage everyone to go check those out. But in particular, Dude Perfect trick shots are amazing.
They are. I checked it out, and I said, my goodness, golly, no wonder he's Dude Perfect. And everything. And then I think of my good friend Byron Ferguson. I don't know if you've Byron's been a guest many times on this show. I'm going to put him up with Dude. That's going to be a real shootout like that. But we've got 2 more, and I didn't realize it. We got 2 more of the Hunger Games films still to go.
Yeah, I think one more after this.
Yes, one more after
release.
this
yeah.
one. And then
we got another one.
And then we got the Rio Games and the Paralympic Games. So what's going to happen? What are we looking at here? And look at your crystal ball.
I mean, we're hoping for at least another 2 or 3 years of this super heightened excitement. And obviously long term, our goal is to provide enough structure and enough excitement that we can carry the sport after that. That we can really have let that opportunity create change for the sport as a whole.
Okay.
And that would be our only fault, is if we weren't able to capitalize and make it more of a long-term growth.
Well, I know that Ron's listening, and this is my segment. This is he gets to talk fishing.
It's great.
Yeah, this is what I like to talk about, and particularly when you have a chance to talk to Denise Parker on Outdoors with Larry Ray. And Denise, for those out there, and like I said, I'm blown away by some of the youth that are right here in Memphis at one of our archery shops. You can't find a parking place when it comes time for them to get to shoot and things along that line. So tell our listeners how they can get more information about USA Archery.
Yeah, well, you can always find a club in your area if you go to usarchery.org.
Yes.
The website, and there's a button on there that says Find It, and you can find clubs or tournaments or anything in your area. And I also always encourage people to go to Archery 360.
Yeah.
A good first step, and if you just want to start with archery, is to find a local archery retailer. It's important to just find the right equipment so you can have a great experience the first time, and the retailers usually are prepared to give that experience. So,
well, I can tell you what, if you go right now to one of our big box stores and you want to get a bow at Christmas, I know that the retailers love the Hunger Games. They love Brave. They love all those movies that had something. I grew up on Robin Hood with the great Harold Hill teaching Errol Flynn how to shoot. And those
you
things.
Still watch all the reruns.
I watched Robin Hood was on this week on TV. I'm telling you what, to see those guys shoot and see what we've come to and everything. Denise, thank you again. For taking time from your busy schedule to be on Outdoors with Larry Ray. And again, happy birthday. I'm not asking you how old you are or anything like that, but you're still a young lady. I appreciate what you do for archery and for stepping up during these busy times. And you got a lot of fans here in Memphis, Tennessee, and anytime we can get you on, we're going to get you, okay?
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Have a great weekend. Merry Christmas to you, too, all right?
Thank you.
All right. Denise Parker. And Ron, I know that you're on the road now, have left us, but amazing story there.
No, it's a super amazing story, and she has done so much for archery, especially for the ladies, and and it's become a very, very big sport now.
It is that, and to think of her and to think of Denise Parker and being on Outdoors with Larry Ray. And go out to Everything Archery. Ty out there at Everything Archery. Bill at Everything Archery. I know I took a couple of crossbows out there to them. I got out of the crossbow business, and so those guys are great. So go out there at Everything Archery on Pleasant View Road. Just look for all the cars. Yeah, just look for all the cars, and those guys will take care of you. I know the big box stores, and we appreciate all of them, but locally, if you need help, you need equipment or anything like that, Everything Archery is the place I would go to get you fitted for the right bow, to get you, enable you to, if you got a young person, you want to take lessons or whatever it might be, those are the people. And also, as we mentioned right there, Dude Perfect. I'm telling you what, you just need to Google Dude Perfect. That's his name. And Brittany Louise Taylor. Go to YouTube. 12 million views in 1 week.
That's a bunch of views.
That's a bunch of views.
12 million views.
That's more than
on anything. That's amazing.
That's probably more views than Ron has caught fish in his career. Maybe. It's close.
I'm sure it is.
You think it is? Okay, let's take a break. Let's take a break and come back and wrap up today's show on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Ron Wong is our co-host, and Greg Ratliff is our executive producer on ESPN 790.
Hello, everybody. I'm Buck Gardner, and what you just heard is our all-new Double Nasty 3 duck call, and it's made right here in Memphis, Tennessee. If you're a duck hunter, I got a great deal for you. Visit buckgardner.com and enter the promo code BUCK, B-U-C-K, at buckgardner.com. You can get one of these $25 duck calls delivered to your door for $7.95. Remember, buckgardner.com, promo code BUCK, B-U-C-K.
Hello, I'm Larry Ray, and for years you've heard me talk about my love affair with Gaston's White River Resort near Lakeview, Arkansas. It's a love affair that continues to grow into what I call memory makers, and there's no place I'd rather make an outdoor memory than at Gaston's. I've been a Gaston's regular for over 25 years, and one of my favorite times to visit this world-famous resort is in the fall. Fall offers some of the White River's best fishing opportunities. Whether it's for lunker rainbows or pole-bending browns, the White River has a worldwide reputation as one of the best trout streams to be found anywhere. Only Gaston's offers you more than 2 miles of river frontage. The breathtaking scenery along the White River is a photographer's and nature lover's dream come true. Gaston's enjoying the great outdoors does not mean roughing it. Its cottages are first-rate, comfortable, and spotlessly clean. Some even have large redwood decks plus wood-burning fireplaces. And of course, there's the resort's restaurant, famous for not only its food, but its location perched over the White River. So take my advice, make a memory. Go to gastons.com or call them at 870-431-5202. Tell them Larry Ray sent you.
Now back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, Barton Power Sports, and Buck Gardner Calls.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray as we close out today's show on this December the 13th. Ron Wong is on us via the phone right now, and he wants to be on for the first part of this. He's got a appointment he's got to get to, and he really wanted to be part of this.
Well, I got to talk to our buddy.
Yes, sir, we do.
So,
and
good morning, everybody.
Yeah, and we're so proud of this next guest. God is good to him, buddy. I mean, he had a job, and he didn't have a job, and now he's got his dream job. So that's our good friend Brian Brasher, formerly. I love to say that because I'm I'm back. Brian left me in a hole here is what he did. That's what Brian created. Brian created stress for me, but that's okay. That's all right. They accepted my terms. So but anyway, that's our good friend Brian Brasher, formerly the Commercial Appeal, but he has a new assignment. We're going to let Brian tell us a little bit about it. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning, Larry. It's great to be on with you guys.
It is, and tell our listeners. And Ron wants to ask you a question for you. What? Tell us about your new job.
Well, I'm senior editor at BASS Publications, writing for. BASS has a lot of tentacles out there. I mean, Bassmaster.com, Bassmaster Magazine, Bass Times, just a little bit of everything. And I'll be covering all the Elite Series tournaments this year, traveling from New York to California, Arizona, Maryland. It's just, like you said, it's a dream job. And it comes on the heels of a situation in Memphis where they had to make some changes, and I don't think they wanted to. It was just the nature of the business right now, and boy, you talk about when God closes the door, He opens the window. This is a big window.
It is a big window. And Ron, I know before you get off the air, you want to congratulate Brian
well,
too.
I certainly do. Brian, you've done a wonderful job here in Memphis.
Amen.
With the commercial appeal. And certainly I've always enjoyed our friendship, our companionship. We have been fishing together, and it's always fun. But I really look forward to working with you in your new job that you have with BASS.
Oh, and that's what I was going to say. Don't talk like all of that.
Oh, no.
We're going to have some fun because, first of all, I will be at Hartwell to cover the Classic.
Yes.
And then I'm actually going to be out in California to cover the tournament on the Delta. The tournament that's going to be on the Delta. So we're going to have to hook up there.
Yes, he'll be there.
Yeah, I'll be out there. I'm very familiar with the area. I have lots of relatives there in Sacramento. And so you and I will have a good time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be counting on it.
Yeah, he can show you.
Well, and the other part is I'm going to be counting on you, too. I'm going to hopefully be able to get some insight or some inside scoop stuff from you at the Classic.
You've got my cell phone number.
And you
call
I know
anytime
you
you
can get
need
me
to.
into all the big deals and all that kind of stuff. And so I certainly appreciate it. I really look forward to doing all that, Brian.
It's going to be fun. It really will. And, man, I'll see you at Hartwell, and by next week I'll know a lot more about Hartwell than I do right now.
Well, right. Ron, thank you, buddy. I know you got to go, and you wanted to say something to Brian.
I did, and Brian, always good talking to you. And for all you listeners out there, I just want to remind you during these kinds of weather conditions, practice good water safety.
There you go. Thank you, Ron Wong. We'll talk to you, buddy. All right?
Take care.
All right.
Take it easy, Ron.
All right. I know in your new assignment, kind of walk our listeners to what you will be doing, and you said you would be traveling, so I'm assuming you're going to be writing for the magazine. You're also going to be doing some website stuff, right?
A lot for the website. Yeah, I'll be doing the daily gamers from the Elite Series tournament.
Okay.
The Elite Series tournaments, that's the best of the best.
Yes.
And they have tournaments in New York and California and Arizona and Texas and Maryland, Michigan, all over the country. And it's just going to be a great opportunity. I'm going to be out on the water during the competition rounds. I'll be blogging, taking pictures, taking video from the water. And just doing, I'll be writing pieces for the magazine occasionally. I'm going to have a whole lot of stuff on Bassmaster.com. I'm going to be writing a regular column on Bassmaster.com.
Wow. Okay.
And overseeing the how-to section, which I think is going to be a lot of fun.
Yes.
And just really anything they come and ask me to do.
Well, if you think you can notice some excitement in Brian's voice, it's because, tell our listeners where you're from, Brian.
Oh, right now, I'm going to be working in an office building in Birmingham that is literally 18 minutes from the house I grew up in.
Is that
and I've been away, I left in 1997. I left home to start a career in journalism.
Yeah.
And I've been gone that long.
Yeah.
So this is not only a dream job, it's a homecoming.
What was it like when you walked in there to interview?
It felt like home.
It did, didn't it?
I mean, because guys like Dave Preck and James Hall and Jim Sexton,
all those guys,
they just make you feel like you're at home.
Yes.
And then all of the people I've met the last few days, just in my first week, I haven't met a person yet who wasn't welcoming. I mean, everybody's happy here, and that makes it an easy place to work.
It does. It's not going away. I can tell you that. Not like some other positions now that we have in the world.
Right.
I mean, I know this was you're a family man. You got your kids. You got your place in Middleton, and you got your wife and everything. So it's a dream job for you, but it's a transition too. I mean, so
I wish we could fast forward to June and just be done with selling the house and buying a new house.
Yeah.
But my stepdaughters are 11 and 14, and they're really looking forward to the opportunities here with the schools.
Yes. Yeah.
I've got the two 13-month-old twins, and I've got family and all of my oldest friends here who I may not get to see them. I'll have so many babysitters lined up that I'll have to get in line to see them.
Well, I know your family, your dad, and all your family is glad for you, and I'm proud for you. And as I've told people, I'm just filling the gap. You're
doing a great job.
I'm just trying
I've seen what you're doing.
Yeah,
you're doing a great job.
Well, I'm just trying to put it so they don't let it go away. We don't want that to happen. You filled more than filled the gap after I took retirement, and I've got to tell you now, Brian he's gone to Hartwell. This is a Saturday, so he's been to Hartwell. He's been in his helicopter. He's gone up there to see her. I've told Brian that only once in my entire career at the Commercial Appeal I was in a helicopter. I've got to tell you this. We went over to Reelfoot Lake to look at new Lake Isom, the new whatever it was. I think that's what it was. And so I was in a helicopter. I met him in Humboldt or someplace like that, and we took off in the helicopter, me and one other writer and 4 politicians. We got to the site to look at the new wildlife refuge. You know what that helicopter did?
Oh, no. I don't know if I want to know.
They did a complete turnover so all the politicians could see the refuge. And me and the other writer was upside down looking at the clouds. We never saw it, and I'll never forget that. So I know they're going to let you see Lake Hartwell. I never saw the refuge. All I saw, I could hear the politicians below me saying, "Wow, isn't that a beautiful looking place?" No, turn this baby over so I can see something besides the clouds. So
my trip is next week, and
it's next week. I'm telling you the wrong things. Then no, you're going to have a great time. Just be.
Yeah, but people keep telling me stories like that, and people are telling me about being in a helicopter running out of gas.
Oh no, we didn't run out of gas. I just never saw the refuge, and it was hard to write about something you never saw, Sure. And all the I almost threw up on the politicians. That was my main thing, If I'd have done that, it would have been something else. But first week on the job, thank you for being with us, buddy. We're going to lean on you, as Ron said. I can't tell you how proud we are for the way God has worked this out for you. I'm a man of faith, and I believe that He's put you there in your dream job. And
no doubt in my mind.
I'm just so proud for you. So until you change your cell phone number, we know where to find you. Now, when
you'll always know where to find me, and you guys will be the first voicemail I'll return. If I don't answer, if I'm busy with something, you'll be my first call when I get done.
Well, it seems like yesterday that you came here and we drove around and showed you all the spots and everything. You did a wonderful job at the paper under trying circumstances, covered all those games. I know you got to cover a big football game the Saturday night before you were told you were leaving, so that you went out on a high note like that and everything. But good luck. I don't believe in luck. You don't need luck, buddy. You got it. You got it all together, and stay in touch, and you'll be a regular guest on this show, okay?
Man, I appreciate it. And you guys call anytime you need it.
Okay, buddy. Have a great one. Merry Christmas to you and your family, too, okay?
Merry Christmas. Take care.
All right. Thank you, Brian.
All right. Bye.
All right. Brian Brasher, formerly of the Commercial Appeal, now senior writer for BASS. And I'm filling the gap, folks, every Sunday. If you got a story idea, just email me at lroutdoors@att.net, and I'll do the best I can to make some kind of outdoor story. Let me tell you about next week's show before we get out of here. I understand there's a soccer show after me now, so I don't want to get booted around here. So next week's show, it'll be our pre-Christmas show. Frank Barton from Barton Power Sports will be in with us. We're going to talk about the Wilderness Wildlife Week in Pigeon Forge. This is his 25th anniversary. It's coming up in January and early February. I'm trying to get over there for that, but we're going to have Tom Atkinson on telling us about Wilderness Wildlife Week. Of course, we'll be talking to Billy Lindsay of Lindsay's Resort on the Little Red River. Marty Marbury will do her cha-cha. She'll come into the room and tell us about West Tennessee tourism. Of course, we're going to try to hook up with Buck Gardner of Buck Gardner Calls, and he'll do jingle bells on his duck call. And we're going to try to get some reports from duck blinds across the Mid-South as we get into the season. But it's going to be the Christmas show. Hopefully the website will be up and running, lroutdoors.com. I've seen a preview of it. Greg's seen a preview of it. It looks super. We just got to get it up and rolling. It may be rolling this morning because I've got a contest ready to roll from Radians and Ruger and Ray, the RRR contest, and we're going to give away on Open Mic Saturday on January the 3rd. You won't believe what Radian sent us and what Ruger has sent us, and I've gone up into my garage and brought out some things that I didn't know I had either. So that's all going to be on January the 6th, some giveaways that you got to be, January the 3rd, you need to be listening to that show. I may be in the woods again, Greg. That may be my last chance. It depends on what happens between now and then. So this is Larry Ray reminding you to do each and every week that it doesn't cost an extra cent to be a good sport. And God bless the USA.